Hello, it's Monica from Crafting with Quilling Glade, and I hope you have absolutely fabulous day. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to create 3 Easter cards with vintage vibes. If you like those, I really hope you'll feel inspired and craft along with me. So let's have a look what we need to create those. I'm going to use a beautiful collection from Relatively Thoughtful called Happy Easter. Here you can only see my totally favorite design papers from these collections, and trust me, there are many more. So if you're interested, I left the link in the description down below. As you can see, the design papers are super beautiful, but this year Sally, the owner of Relatively Thoughtful, also added some beautiful elements to Fussy Cut. As you can see, they are absolutely stunning with all those florals and also reefs. You can use them for variety of projects. If you want, you can use ScanNCut machine or Cricut to cut them out, or you can fussy cut them as well, and that will be perfectly fine. So let's have a look. So for the first card, I decided to use that beautiful paper. It is one of my favorites, and I created a rectangle shape because I do have Kraft card from Kraft's Companion, and I created that matte and layer. Now I'm going to use beautiful cutting die from Kraft's Companion called Ditsy Floral rectangle frames, and I'm going to cut it with the Kraft card again. So this will give me that vintage look because, brown, it is sort of vintage, right? So to add a little bit more interest and dimension, I'm going to use 2 distress oxide inks and tea dye and walnut stain. All the names of the products I use in today's video you can find in the description down below if you're interested, and I do encourage you to look at them because not only I put the link to the collection, the addition set, but also Relatively Thoughtful website, Instagram, Craft World, YouTube channel, but also I left the link to RT Create, Make and Share Facebook group. So if you have any of the Relatively Thoughtful design papers, you can share your makes there, and I do encourage you to do so. So if you don't have these cutting dies, you can create a rectangle with just your trimmer, and that will be perfect as well. I really like those new cutting dies from Kraft's Companion, so I thought let's give them a go and try to use them for the first time. If you do have that cutting die set, please let me know what did you create. I'm really curious. Also, how many Easter cards have you created this year? Because this week has been pretty busy for me, so if you've seen my other videos from this week, I really wonder which one is your favorite. Here you can also see my other Easter cards collection, where I created multi-layered tiered card. The link is at the top right corner. So now I've got 5 by 7 inches card base. I folded it in half, and it is time to put our background panel. Super quick and easy, and if you use your liquid glue, like in this case I've got my magic glue, that will be perfectly fine because you can maneuver all your elements. Now it will be time to decorate the card. I always keep some elements in small bags, but to add a little bit more dimension to the front panel, I'm going to use double-sided foam adhesive. And if you want to make sure you've got quite a big dimension, but also your tape doesn't stick to the scissors, I do encourage you to put 2 layers because as you can see, you only cut through that backing paper, and this is a very big trick for you if you use any foam adhesive. If it's really tricky to peel off, I do suggest to use your pokey tool. That works like a dream. So as you can see, I put few drops of liquid glue first on the card and then put a little bit of double-sided foam adhesive, and later on I'm going to add a few drops of liquid glue because with time the dry adhesive dries even more, but if you add a few drops of liquid glue it will stay there forever. So the card will be professionally finished and it will last forever. And that's exactly what we want. Have you ever created vintage style Easter cards? If you haven't, I really hope you'll give it a go. All you need to do is to design your card with the layout you want or sketch, and also use some browns. just to distress all the edges, and that will be super beautiful, elegant, and ready for Easter. As you can see in those two bags, I've got some elements I fussy cut, so they are ready to create lots of projects. It's always a good idea to actually put them on your surface where you work, and then you can see everything that you want to use. And this is my next tip for you. Use that technique, because later on it will be so much easier to create your layouts and sketches and designs on your cards. So as you can see, I put that frame in the middle, so I know exactly where to put my background layer of all those elements. And now it is time to use a pokey tool to peel off the backing of the foam adhesive, and I'm going to use few drops of liquid glue and adhere it on my card. And I do encourage you to do the background panel first, then adhere it to the card base, and then add the elements. I think this is the best way to go. It is time to put some beautiful elements. As you can see, this collection, it is so pretty, and it always screams to me vintage style. I've used it quite a lot, to be honest. It is one of my best collections ever, and it is my favorite when it comes to Easter. It is so versatile, and you can use it for so many different projects. So, have you ever created dimensional Easter cards? If you haven't, I really hope you will do that this year. Maybe if not this year, maybe that will be the plan for next Easter. However, if you do have some time and you're going to spend it with your family, why not create some Easter cards and do a swap? I think that would be such a great idea to spend time together with your family and friends. So, when these elements are ready, I decided to add some elements at the front, and the card is complete. So what do you think about card number 1? Do you like the vintage style? Time for card number 2, and I decided to use that beautiful design paper with Easter eggs. However, at this point I thought it is a little bit too busy. So what can I do to make sure that the design is beautiful? But first I'm going to use cross-stitch rectangle frames from Kraft's companion, and I'm going to cut it with the same craft card I use for the background panel. And it will be amazing. So as you can see, we've got that window. So I decided to look again at the collection, and using that beautiful design paper, I'm going to create a rectangle that will go underneath. So this way, my whole card won't be that busy with those Easter eggs. If you've never ever tried this technique, I really hope you'll give it a go. And again, I've got my two distress oxide inks in tea dye and walnut stains. And look, using my ink blending tool, it is so much easy to apply the ink on all the edges. And that's exactly what gives us that vintage vibe. If you do like vintage cards, please let me know, how do you apply your ink and what is your favorite color to do it? Maybe use different technique, and if you do, I would really like to know what it is, so maybe I can learn something as well. So, as you can see, all those three cards will have exactly the same technique, but in the end, they will be totally different. What you have to do at this point, you have to decide which way do you want your card to stand on a flat surface. Do you want to open it horizontally or vertically? The choice is yours, but if you look at your design papers, look at the design, which way they go, because that might be a clue how to put all those elements together. And if you do have your favorite Easter collection, please let me know which one is it. For me, I think that is the one. But if you have a different one, I would like to learn about this as well. So, it is time to put our 5 by 7 inches card base first. As you can see, I'm always folded first and then adhered the background panel. And again, I'm using my one and only liquid glue, magic glue, because you do have time to maneuver the elements, and a big bonus, it dries clear. So I think for card making, it is the best glue. And to be honest, if you want to get that glue, it's also on relatively thoughtful shop. So check the link in the description down below. So as you can see, I started with that chicken here. Then we have to add a few eggs, right? It is Easter. I also wonder, have you ever decorated Easter eggs? Please let me know, what technique did you do? Because when I was a kid, I used to decorate them with my grandma, and we used to boil them in beetroot or also onion for beautiful colors. And I wonder, have you ever tried that? If you haven't, maybe this year you will give it a go. And trust me, the results are absolutely stunning. So these cards come together very quickly. All you have to do is to make sure all the elements are ready to adhere on your panels. So I do encourage you to either fussy cut them or use ScanNCut or Cricut machine. In this case, I actually use my ScanNCut quite a lot. The only elements that I didn't want to cut was the lambs and the chickens because they were too white, I assume. But in the end, it was worth the effort because I saved so much time. And if you think about having Cricut or ScanNCut machine, I do have my ScanNCut and I love it. If you have it for your projects, please let me know what is your favorite thing to make. Also, in the description down below, I left the link to ScanNCut as well, so if you think about getting one, I do recommend it. As you can see, I was thinking where to put the sentiments. I really wanted a nice balance. So, did I achieve the balance here? Please let me know in the comments down below. As you can see, these cards are super quick and so much fun to create. So if you do have some time with your family and friends this Easter, maybe that will be the idea for you. So the second cut is complete. What do you think about this one? Please let me know in the comments down below. Now, time for the third cut. I decided to use that beautiful green with damask pattern, and that will be my front panel. But as you can see, this time the cut will go in a different way. So yes, you can play with the designs. Again, I'm going to use that Ditsy Floral rectangle frames from Kraft's Companion and using that Kraft card. I think it adds so much beautiful dimension. But as I told you earlier, you don't need those nesting dies. You can create those rectangles yourself. Again, it is time to distress the edges. You know how to do it, so I'm going to skip that here, and just by magic of editing, it is ready for you. Now it is time to adhere the panels, and you know how to do it. So I'm going to use my one and only liquid glue, magic glue, to put those elements together. And I also wonder, what is your favorite double-sided foam adhesive? Because the one I'm using here is super sticky, and to be honest, it was a little bit challenging from time to time. It is time for 5 by 7 inches card base. Again, my one and only liquid glue. If you do have your different favorite liquid glue, I would really like to know which one is it. So, when this is ready, I'm going to put the elements together. Also wonder, are you planning to do Easter egg hunt this year? If you do, where are you going to do it? I would really like to know. So it is time to put those beautiful elements here. And to be honest, I was very amazed because even my ScanNCut machine cut those out. I know it is very light color, but it did, and it was amazing because I just saved so much time. So when these elements are ready, it looks like there is not much contrast on the background and the elements, but trust me, in real life they look stunning. So sometimes you can't really see everything on the video because sometimes it gives you too much contrast or not enough contrast. So if you do your designs, don't always look at other people's videos because what you see will be slightly different. So when this is ready, it is time to put the frame. And again, I'm going to use the double-sided foam adhesive. And when this is ready, I'm going to apply it on the card. Super quick and simple. But always add few drops of liquid glue on the back, because that will keep your cards professionally finished forever. It is time to decorate the front, and as you can see, with that vintage, let's say brown frame we created, we do have lots of dimension, and I think that gives our cards even more interest. So if you've never ever tried this one, please give it a go. It doesn't have to be Easter, it can be any other occasion you want, and trust me, the result will be stunning. All you have to do is to decide them out. Think about the color palette you want to choose, then create those rectangles and add the elements to fill the spaces and have a nice balance. Literally, that's it. And trust me, it will be amazing. So, I also wonder how many Easter cards have you created this year. There is plenty of space to write your message inside because all those 3 cards are 5 by 7 inches. And now you can see 3 finished cards here, and I do wonder which one is your favorite. The one with the green design paper, the one with the Easter egg design paper, or maybe the one with that gold and silver damask pattern. Please let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching and spending that time with me. Here you can see my other Easter cards I created this week, but also one of my favorite Frida Kahlo cards with Dutch card style. If you haven't tried this one yet, please give it a go. Thank you so much for watching and spending that time with me. See you in my next video tomorrow for more Easter projects. Bye!